I've got a top 5. I need a top 5.
Top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's top 5.
Oh, baby.
And it is top 5 teams that should trade for Davante Adams.
Okay.
Or if you're taking this in later, and when he doesn't get traded and he's still on the Raiders, top 5 teams that should have traded for Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 5. It's simple. He misses his boy Blue. Put him back together, old school style. The New Orleans Saints should go out and get him. Put him back together with Derek Carr.
Nice.
I mean, because that's part of, and he won't say this, you know, he said that it was good for Derek Carr to go to somewhere else. In our conversation on Friday, Davante Adams said that. And, you know, he won't sit there and say he was baited and switched by the Raiders because maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But he goes to the Raiders in part to go play with Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr is 3 straight games with 300 yards passing for a 4-4 team. He's sitting on a 3-5 team that started 3 different quarterbacks for him. And the one guy who's the only guy who's thrown him a touchdown pass this year airmailed him twice for touchdowns. So send him to New Orleans, which, by the way, could use him significantly. Olave can't guard Mike, can't guard Davante.
Ooh, oh, baby.
With Alvin Kamara in the backfield and Jamal Williams and Taysom Hill. That would certainly send a jolt into the Saints' abilities to win their division, which is highly winnable. The Saints should go for it.
Take some pressure off their defense.
Number 4, sir, your team. Get the Dallas Cowboys on the horn.
Agree.
And see what the Dallas Cowboys can do to go get Dallas.
I like that.
Even better for Dak and Mike McCarthy.
Agreed.
And you got Davante and CeeDee Lamb. One particular moment, CeeDee's in the slot, Adams is out wide. Next particular moment, Adams is in the slot. CeeDee Lamb's out wide. You put them on both sides of the field. You could do whatever the hell you want with these stellar players. And this is a way to send a jolt into the NFC, and you do it now. So you put them on the field against the Philadelphia Eagles and A.J. Brown. You do it right now.
Like that.
That's number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list, you know what? They did it last year where they went ahead and got some serious juice right before the trade deadline, and they became Niners Plus. Let's get Niners Plus and send Davante Adams back to the Bay Area.
Oh, man.
Big time.
Is not fair.
He wants
like
to go closer to Fresno, send him to the Bay Area. Go for it.
Giving Sam Darnold some weapons.
And, yeah, nice. Good one. Honestly, you want to see some extra jolt right here? The 49ers just say, screw it. It worked last year. We almost got to the Super Bowl. Let's get Davante Adams on the field with Debo and Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey and Kittle.
That's not
and
fair.
see who's going to keep up with that. That's Niners plus. Number 2, I don't think this is ever going to happen because, you know, I don't know how many times Al Davis would roll over in his grave, but he would start spinning to the point where it probably could create enough energy to light up Oakland and Los Angeles, the 2 cities that he had the Raiders in.
Uh-oh.
But the Chiefs should go out and get him. I don't know how in the hell. I mean, whatever the price for Davante Adams is from the Raiders, it would be 2x.
Yep.
But Brett Veach, you want to give a jolt to this offense that clearly needs it. Let's call it as we see it. But Davante Adams, put him on a plane to Frankfurt, Germany later this week to take on the Dolphins and get that guy out wide and in the slot for Mahomes. How about having Kelsey and Davante Adams on the same side of the field split out? How about that?
How do you start that?
You don't.
No.
You do not. And the Chiefs should do it. But number 1 on this list, this would be a seismic event that would just go ahead and take this team's offense that appears to be performing very well because they lead the league right now in point differential. Believe it or not. The Baltimore Ravens should go out and get Davante Adams and bring him to the same team as Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr. and Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews and that running game and that defense. You would see the Ravens vault straight to the top of Super Bowl favorites. Lickety-split for them to go ahead and get Davante Adams. That is the number 1 team. Give Davante to Lamar and Lamar to Davante and see him do his thing in Baltimore with that defense, that run game, that coaching staff. It would be epic. Certainly if it appears Derrick Henry's not going anywhere. top 5 teams that should trade for or should have traded for Davante Adams.
Do you think we need one more?
I'll do it.
Oh.
All right, we'll get one more.
I don't know how happy this would make him, and I don't know what this would do for 2023. This would be a move for the future. But get him back in Green Bay. Get him back in Green Bay. See if does Gutekunst still have the receipt for that trade? Like, does he's like looking in the drawer for the receipt? You know,
where is
what's
this
the
thing?
expiration date on it?
screenshot the
Can we
receipt?
reverse the charges, to use a long time ago telephone phrase? Jordan Love, you know who you miss? The guy who was there for Rodgers. That's who you miss. Get him back. See what the Packers can do to just call up the Raiders and get him right now. And the Raiders, out of everything that I just said, they don't want to send him in anywhere in the conference, let alone in division. Like the Saints and the Cowboys and Niners could say, you only see him one more time over the next 4 years. See if the Packers want him back. Obviously, so many teams should trade for him or should have traded for him. But that's my list, top 5 teams.
Nice.
In regards to Davante Adams.
Good job, Rich.
Rich, I gotta be honest. I'm surprised you didn't put the Jets on.
You know what? I was
No,
going to say the same thing.
I got you, but I didn't put them on there because they've got their own 17 right now.
Couldn't hurt to have another one, though.
I got it. I just think, you know, and getting him back for Rodgers for next year.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't put him on there just because I don't particularly feel that it's a realistic option. You know?
Yeah.
And I know the Chiefs are not a realistic option either. Truly, Al Davis might come back from the dead. It is Halloween. Like, he might truly come back from the dead just as the ghost above Mark's bed and just say, son, you are officially disowned. From the dead, you are disowned. I'm suing you. From suing from the dead.
Right.
You know,
The team is now Tom Brady's.
Honestly.
We'll have to ask Amy what she thinks Al would have thought.
So, yeah, well, that'll be on What the Football later on. Susie Schuster, Amy Trask have Howie Long on today. You know, and we kind of set it up like that. They set it up like that because we knew we'd be coming off of a Monday night game with the Raiders involved. But I didn't think they'd be 3-5. Didn't think Davante Adams would have only one catch for 11 yards and have 2 wide open, one even for 98 yards that got disconnected. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.